Motorcycling through Nepal? How did I even come up with that idea? Well, we have to rewind a bit. It was 2019, and I was strolling through a museum in my hometown. They had this photography exhibition of nature shots. One picture in particular just blew me away. A motorcyclist in front of a breathtaking mountain backdrop. No clue who took the photo, all I remember is that it was Nepal. That inevitably sparked a desire in me to travel to Nepal myself. As soon as I got home, I started researching right away. What's the best time to travel? What's the weather like? What do I need for such a trip? So why the motorcycle in the first place? The thing is, motorcycling is kind of in our family's blood. My grandpa had motorcycles, my father and my mother had and still have motorcycles, my sister got one for her 18th birthday. The motorcycle thing was pretty much a given for me. So the only option for such an adventure was my best childhood friend, Tian, who now lives in Bali. He was instantly on board. 2 days later, the route was more or less set. I found out on Reddit that November is probably the best time to travel to Nepal. And then came spring 2020, Corona. Everything came to a standstill. Traveling was prohibited and no one could say for sure how long it would last. So the trip in 2020 was a no-go. It wasn't until 2022 that you could really plan long term again. But I was very busy with work that year. Same story in 2023. Finally, 2024. This time I booked the flight early in the year. No more putting it off. Tion was also ready, and so the trip to Nepal started in November. First stop Kathmandu. After a quick Dubai layover, landed in the morning, grabbed a taxi to Thamel for about $5 after some haggling. Tion wasn't showing till noon the next day, so I had time to wander around. Thamel. This place is basically the tourist hub of Kathmandu. Super lively, packed with shops, restaurants, everything you need. Plus, all the motorbike rental spots are here, which was key for us. It's kinda chaotic, but in a good way, you know. Perfect spot to start the adventure. After crashing from a 24-hour travel day, Tion arrived. We were set on renting bikes, even though we knew Tion didn't have a motorcycle license. Basically, his first time ever on a bike. But things got complicated fast. First, they wanted international licenses, which we didn't have. Despite all that, we kept searching. Thamel got rentals everywhere, right?
We need power, yeah. I think on the lower Mustang,
power you get with the dirt bikes, right? With the lighter one.
Yeah, light one, XR.
Can you show me? Like you have something similar here?
Okay.
So you need to buy another one. This is a new one? A new classic?
New classic is not good. Old classic is a good one, you know.
Oh, you're busy, yeah, at the moment?
Deswegen ist es manchmal auch so nice, also jemanden Lokalen zu nehmen, der halt Plan hat, der das schon alles eigentlich vorbereiten kann, wo man dann, wenn man herkommt, hast du ja gesehen, 14 Mann machen halt so eine Trekking-Tour. 17 Mann.
Ja.
Und du steckst da halt nicht drin. Du kommst heute her und sagst, okay, ich möchte für die nächsten paar Tage ein Bike haben und dann am nächsten Tag sind halt 14 weg.
Auf jeden Fall war ich gestern hier und da hat er gesagt 3000. Die wären halt optimal, ne? So eine wäre halt optimal. Siehst du auch, wo die lang gepfiffen ist, wie das da aussieht.
Ja. One brother from another mother.
Another brother!
No, mother, one.
Two mothers, different fathers.
Different father.
Yeah.
I see.
Originally, we were gonna do Nepal clockwise. Everest area, south, national park, loop back. But our bike rental bros said north is the move. Mustang, Muktinath, you know, I'm flexible. 2 hour wait for new bikes. Perfect for a route change and some chill time.
But
the weather is great now. Weather is great for motorbike.
Pani to Muktinath. only dry. And I use come dry.
Ich check mal das Wetter ab, wie das jetzt
And you
in
get
Pokhara
in,
zum Beispiel.
Brother?
2 permits.
Yeah? Yeah,
We
yeah,
need
of
2 of
course.
them. Yeah, it's okay.
I'm doing
Is the permit for a long time or just for 1 day?
Pokhara ist eigentlich...
No, long term.
Long
You
term.
stay. When you go up, no problem. When you in, no possible again.
How much is it? 3,000?
3,000.
3,000. Yeah, it's good. But you need the gear.
Yeah.
Motorbike gear is better? Or
Better
just
money.
gloves?
Yeah, no glove.
Gloves. You want to come with us?
Want to be our guide on a motorbike?
You experience.
And no driving.
By now, it's pretty obvious we are clueless. When we finally got our bikes, it was already around 2 p.m. We had a few hours of riding ahead of us and needed to get out of the city first. So about 400 euros later, we headed towards Bandipur. Google Maps said 5 hours to Bandipur. Reality, after 5 hours, we were barely halfway, thanks to Nepal's insane roads. A guide warned us, never ride Nepal's roads at night. Guess what? We were riding at night, on crazy roads, with sunglasses as our only eye protection. Total chaos. 5 hours in, tired and hungry. We needed a hotel. Every place was a disaster. Finally, after a 45-minute hunt, Booking.com saved us with a room 50 minutes away. We ended up stranded in Galchi on our bikes. The next morning, awesome riverside spot, got one of the last rooms, big breakfast, then we hit the road to Bandipur.
Ich hatte no beans. Naja, mein Gott.
Beans!
Warum hast du denn 2?
Der hat insgesamt 3 gemacht anstatt 3.
Du hast doch einfach nicht das Frühstück bekommen, was du eigentlich wolltest, oder?
Deine Mama wird sich freuen.
Welche Mama würde sich freuen? Warum? Über das Essen auf jeden Fall nicht.
Oh, and before that, we had to pack all of our stuff onto the bikes, which by the way seems to be our daily to-do now. The stands along the road offered a vibrant variety of fruits, fish, snacks and everything in between. And everywhere you went, there were captivating stories and fascinating things to see. After about 3 hours on the road, we were finally reached Bandipur. Bandipur, this super chill mountain town, used to be a big deal in trading. Now it's all about old school vibes and amazing Himalayan views. Plus, it's the perfect spot to kick off some sweet tracks and check out Nepal's longest cave. Cedar Cave is close by. Since we had to move on the next day, we couldn't explore much of Bandipur's surroundings, so we just soaked in the views, chilled in town a bit and basically ate our way through everything. Since we were nowhere near the north yet, we hopped back on the motorbikes the next day, heading towards Pokhara. After Bandipur, the roads got way better, and we were finally able to cover some serious distance. Talking about serious distance, crossing the Gandaki Golden Bridge, that's 567 meters of incredible length. One of Nepal's longest footbridges, hanging way up over the Kali Gandaki River. Seriously, The views alone make it worth the trek. We rolled on from the bridge and found this sweet fruit stand by the road. Fresh apples everywhere, cause it was harvest time. And the coolest part, there was a tiny monkey hanging out with the vendor. Pokhara was a total chill-out spot. We soaked in those insane views of the Annapurna range from Feva Lake, got our permits sorted for Lower Mustang, and just enjoyed the lakeside vibes. Plus, we had an awesome cooking session with some Indian tourists. 2 days of pure relaxation before the next leg of our adventure.
That's not
Isn't this dangerous?
Rajasthani Vyanjan. This is party.
Alright, after that cooking session with the Indian tourists, we still needed to get our laundry done somewhere. The streets are so dusty, we pretty much have to change clothes every single ride. We scouted a Himalayan viewpoint in the evening and tried for sunrise the next morning, heading out super early. Unfortunately, thick fog meant zero mountain views. Anyway, since our main goal was still Muktinath, and after 2 days in Pokhara, the road was calling again. We hit the road again, heading towards Lower Mustang. Luckily, as we were riding out of Pokhara, we finally got that panorama view we were hoping for. And this time, no crazy early wake up needed. Right after the panorama view, the real adventure began, as the road started getting worse again. Pretty soon it was just pure off-road. Got stopped by a herd of sheep halfway to Martha, a welcome break after the bumpy ride actually. Chatted briefly with an Indian travel group, then got back on the road. And the views kept getting better, just epic mountain panoramas all around. We kept stopping for photos, so by the time we got close, the sun had set. We hadn't eaten and hadn't booked a hotel, figuring Martha wouldn't be too busy. Wrong guess, Martha was totally booked out. Cold, hungry, nowhere to stay. Our usual. We grabbed food in Martha and pushed onto Jomsom. Thankfully, we found a cozy B&B there straight away, showered and crashed. Man, the night was super rough. I guess we kind of forgot we were just shy of 3000 meters up in the mountains, cause we were really struggling with the thin air at first. Anyway, the next morning we started with a breakfast overlooking the Nilgiri South Peak. At 6800 meters, definitely way too high for us and the bikes. Since we wanted to take a day to recover from the ride, we checked out Jomsom with our host from the B&B. Jomsom is the windy main town in Nepal's Mustang district, deep in the Kali Gandaki Valley, known for its Thakali culture and famous for its apples. It's a major hub with an airport serving as the gateway to the sacred Muktinath temple, and also a key stop on the Annapurna circuit track. Our last stop for the day was a small temple for a quick game of football with the local kids. After exploring Jomsom, we finally hit the road towards Muktinath, which was our main goal in the Mustang region. And this was where it really started to feel like the Himalayas, driving on these completely empty mountain roads with just incredible views. We finally made it to Muktinath. Situated high in the Himalayas, Muktinath is a sacred sanctuary worshipped by both Hindus, and Buddhists seeking spiritual liberation. Along the path leading up to the temple, you'll find many locals engaged in traditional crafts, like this woman meticulously weaving one of those vibrant Nepali shawls. For many undertaking the significant pilgrimage to Muktinath for spiritual liberation, the journey up the often steep step paths is aided by porters with makeshift chairs. Pilgrims reveal the 108 cow-headed spouts as channels of holy water from the Gandaki River for purifications and blessings. Alright, so it was halfway through our trip, which meant we slowly had to start making our way back, even though we could barely tear ourselves away from that insane panorama. After one last night in Jomsom and a little unplanned pit stop, it was full speed ahead back to Pokhara. Since we were absolutely uncreative with the route, we ended up going exactly the same way back, and even the hotels were the same. But on the way back, we took every opportunity to stop and soak up the land and the people. On the way, we made a quick stop for a glass of sugarcane nectar and a banana. Then it was back on the road to Pokhara.
Muss schon, wenn schon, denn schon, dann alle machen. Was schätzt du, wie viel würdest du bezahlen?
Ich schätze, die wollen jetzt auf jeden Fall 110 Huni oder sowas wollen die bestimmt. Jetzt testen sie gerade, wie weit sie gehen können. How much? 100. Gut geschätzt, oder?
Du bist gut.
In Pokhara, we had another 2 days to chill. In the evenings, we'd take a few strolls by the lake and soak in the views, grab some food at the restaurants, and get our clothes to the laundry. Near Galchi, as mentioned before, we stayed at the same hotel as on the way to Muktinath. Since we wanted to get back to Kathmandu quickly, Galchi was just a stopover. We arrived in the afternoon, so there was still some time for a bit of fishing in the Trishuli River.
Okay, bye.
We still had a few days left in Kathmandu, and we wanted to make the most of them. There were still all sorts of neighborhoods and culture to explore in Kathmandu. This gave us a real chance to dive into the local way of life. You could stumble upon all sorts of hidden gems in Kathmandu's small winding alleyways, local music groups, wedding celebrations, and countless sacred idols. After our walk through the little alleys of Kathmandu, Swayambhunath, a temple right in the center of the city, was still on our list. Around midday, we hopped in a taxi to the temple. The traffic was hell as usual. Swayambhunath is one of the oldest and most sacred Buddhist temples in Nepal. Its origins date back to the 5th century, making it a truly historical site. It holds great significance for both Buddhists and Hindus. One of the most distinctive features here are the huge eyes painted on all sides of the stupa. They symbolize the all-seeing wisdom and compassion of Buddha. You will often see monks and other people walking around the stupa in a clockwise direction. It's a common Buddhist thing to do to show respect and collect good energy. The candles being lit are a common offering. They symbolize the dispelling of darkness, both literally and metaphorically, representing the light of wisdom and the burning away of ignorance. After our visit to the temple, we headed back to the hotel. The next day, Tion and I went our separate ways. His journey continued towards Dubai, and I caught my flight back to Germany. I could finally tick off the motorcycle tour through Nepal from my bucket list. It was one hell of an adventure. From the crazy road conditions to the friendliness and open-heartedness of the people in Nepal. The friends we made along the way, and the panoramas we'll never forget. It's safe to say, this is a trip we'll remember forever. I'm already itching for the next adventure. So, that was our Nepal adventure. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more travel stories. Tell me in the comments where I should go next. Alright, that's it for now. See you in the next one.